Coming up on UIWtv. Take a look at the importance of saving animals and how SNPSA helps achieve that goal. Next up, see how AI has taken over the classroom and its impact. We'll also be taking a look at how CAB recently celebrated the German tradition of Oktoberfest. All of this and more on UIWtv.
Welcome back to UIWtv. We're here to bring you all the latest in news, entertainment, and sports. I'm Klarysa Saldaña.
And I'm Ryan Treviño. We're so glad you tuned in with us today for our second news broadcast of the school year. As you know, we are now halfway through the semester. How are you feeling with school so far, Klarysa?
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm in my last year, so I have more downtime, so I'm pretty good at this year. What about you, Ryan? I'm
doing fine myself, all A's, just kind of cruising through, and I hope our viewers can say the same. With that, let's check out what's been happening recently. The Lewis Center of the Americas recently hosted former President of Colombia, Iván Duque Marquez, in the Luella Benac Auditorium. He spoke about the rise of AI, Venezuelan immigration, and integration into Colombia, touching on the topic of the conflict in Gaza.
I visited Israel a month and a half ago because we have a foundation in Colombia that promotes innovation for development. And we took a group of students to go to the Startup Nation Center. They were not embarked on political judgments. They were not embarked on trying to support or express any kind of political manifestation in favor neither of Israel nor Palestine.
The former president also spoke on the promise of cross-border cooperation and the humanistic leadership in the Americas. As for UIW, we continue to look for opportunities like these to foster international relation and understanding. However, the Lewis Center will be moving to Founders Hall in the very near future.
Artificial intelligence is quickly becoming a part of student life, but how is it being used on campus? Here's Alexis Benavides with the story.
Artificial intelligence has become a hot topic recently among faculty and students. From creating study guides to asking questions that weren't answered during class, students are finding new ways to use this technology in their coursework. Some students use AI regularly to help them study and finish their assignments.
Yeah, I actually use it for studying as well. So I just use I clip it and then I put it in there and then it makes like note cards or like different stuff.
While others prefer to rely on their own methods, turning to AI only when they need extra help.
I don't use it often. I like to really do it myself. I use it when work is hard, but I'd say I'd use it a good 40% of the time.
And then you used some online tools that are available in Microsoft.
Professors are also taking notice to AI usage, many even seeing the potential benefits.
It's going to be there and it's not going to go away, and it's going to become more and more embedded in the way that we teach people all the way up. It has some amazing things it can do, but we're kind of at the threshold of really figuring out how to do that.
Universities across the country will continue to adapt to the constantly evolving landscape of AI. Many agree that technology is here to stay, and its role in higher education is likely to grow. For UIWtv, I'm Alexis Benavides.
UIW also created an AI research guide for students. It is now available under UIW libraries in your Cardinal apps. Speaking of books, our campus celebrated Banned Books Week. The event included a public reading on the SEC patio, followed by film screenings and discussions in the library auditorium. The celebration aimed to spark conversations and defend intellectual freedom in literature. UIW partnered with South Texas Blood Tissue Organization to host a community blood drive right on campus. The blood drive invited students and faculty to donate and save lives. It also provided resources for hospitals across South Texas. One blood transfusion is needed every 2 seconds, but only 3% of the population donates annually.
They appreciate that selfless act for you to donate blood for them. You might be giving them another year, another month, another day of life with their family and friends.
Blood transfusions are critical for patients who require emergency care, whether a patient is receiving blood or an injury or surgery. This life-saving act starts with one person to make a donation to another. If If you're interested in donating this season, visit southtexasblood.org to find a drive near you.
Now, from helping humans to our furry friends, runners and their pets race for a cause that saves lives. SNPSA, a nonprofit animal rescue, recently hosted its annual 5K.
3, 2, 1.
Runners, families, and even a few furry friends hit the streets for the SNPSA 5K, an event which helps raise funds to help animals in need. The money raised helps fund medical care, adoptions, and outreach programs that support pets and their owners across San Antonio.
So it has such a big impact, not only for us, sponsorship-wise, money-wise. It helps us bring the care that we need to our animals in our program.
For many participants, the 5K isn't just about competition. It's about showing up, supporting SNPSA's mission, and encouraging others to get involved.
Don't be embarrassed, don't be shy, walk it, try your best. It's all about the support and volunteering.
Between the cheers and wagging tails, the SNPSA 5K highlights how fitness and community come together for a greater cause. With every step and every paw print, the SNPSA 5K continues to leave its mark on San Antonio. For UIWtv, I'm Evelyn Lira.
SNPSA continues to host adoption events and low-cost clinics throughout the year. To learn more, please visit snpsa.org. The blessing of the pets took place this weekend in honor of the feast day of St. Francis of Assisi, the patron saint of animals and the environment. Family from across the community gathered, bringing their pets to be a part of a celebration that recognizes the deep connection and joy animals bring to our lives. The event served as a moment of reflection and appreciation, highlighting the emotional and spiritual bond between people and their pets.
We gather every year to bless the animals in honor also of St. Francis, who loved animals and all of creation.
The atmosphere was festive, with some pets dressed up and others simply enjoying the outing. Live music and a dance performance added energy to the celebration. But more than just a blessing, the gathering became a shared expression of community, gratitude, and the unconditional love that pets bring into our lives. Now, of course, you can't take your pets out without checking your weather first. Here's Khalil Ray with the weekly forecast.
Good afternoon, UIW. I'm UIW weather forecaster Khalil Ray, taking a look at our current conditions. As you can see, we are currently sitting at a temperature of 85 degrees with winds coming from the east-northeast at 8 miles an hour and a pretty manageable but still kind of sticky dew point at about 69 degrees. Now, if you take a look at the rest of the area, you can really see that a lot of us are sitting in those same conditions, San Antonio being at 85 degrees, and as you make your way further south, you are sitting in those upper 80s, and then as you make your way further north towards the Kerrville, you're sitting at about 85 degrees, and Del Rio being the cool spot, which is not very often, sitting at about 79 degrees. And also what we're going to take a look at is our forecast highs. You see that most of the area is expected to be in the lower 90s, but as you make your way again towards the hill country, you are sitting in the mid to upper 80s. Now, if you take a look at our local radar, not really seeing much, and that's because we are sitting under a lot of dry air, not really giving that chance for any showers or thunderstorms to really develop. And now taking a look at Tropical Storm Jerry. This storm has really had a tough time developing. As you can see, the center is really exposed. It used to have the thunderstorms over the center, but because of all this wind shear that we have right here, that is really inhibiting that development, and it's taking a lot longer to develop. Now, this system is going to eventually strengthen into a Category 1 hurricane, but it is going to take its time as it is still encountering some of that wind shear. But the good news for San Antonio, not expected to be a threat for us, but those in the Caribbean will have to deal with some showers and gusty winds. And then on the eastern seaboard, they will be dealing with some of those rip current risks and some of those higher waves. Now, taking a look at our next 7 days, what you can expect is pretty much similar conditions as we've seen today. On a high of 94 today, and before dipping into the 70s going into tomorrow morning, and then just lower 90s throughout the rest of the forecast period. And then for a football game, yeah, it's going to be pretty hot. I'm sorry to say that for you guys and Cardinals fans. It is going to be about 91 degrees by that 4 o'clock hour when the game starts. But the good news is that look at our morning lows. We are sitting in the mid to upper 60s. So yes, you do have to wait a little bit, but fall is on the way. Back to you, Ryan.
Thanks, Khalil. The weather is nicer in the mornings, but of course, nothing beats the San Antonio heat.
Just 6 minutes from UIW at Helps and Hounds, A women's walk is taking over every Wednesday to empower women of San Antonio. Here's Allie Garcia with the details.
Mine, Not Yours started as a candle business and has since expanded to a movement founded by Christy Gonzalez.
I started it as a senior at Baylor, started to raise awareness for sexual assault and domestic violence because I myself am a survivor. And my main goal with that was just to create a space where survivors felt heard and seen and believed.
Women meet at Hops and Hounds, a dog park and bar with or without their furry friends to walk. This community is all about being there for one another and showing up. Days are made when they get to come together and build long-lasting friendships outside of the walk.
Has been very exciting, makes my Wednesday evenings a lot brighter, more fun for me and my dog as well.
The owner, Maxine Hinojosa, wanted to use her business to start a women-centered group.
Hey girlie, we should probably do like a women's weekly thing. And she's like, yeah, we can do our walks. I like having the walks, and I think that's perfect because, you know, running is very intimidating, and I'm really big in you should be active no matter what that looks like. And honestly, walking is just as good as running. So
instead of just going home after work, this community allows women to get outside and enjoy the fresh air while building a community that's all about empowering one another. For UIWtv, I'm Allie Garcia.
Very inspiring and very cute too. If you want to follow myn.movements or hops.and hounds on Instagram, keep up and see when the next women's walk is. The McKenna Art Museum is showcasing a special exhibit by American photographer Sandy Skoglund.
Thank you so much. Today I'm in the McKenna with Lauren Thompson, the curator of exhibitions. Now, Lauren, can you tell me a little bit about this exhibit?
Yeah, so we're in Sandy Skoglund, Enchanting Nature, here at the McKenna Art Museum. This exhibition features work by Sandy Skoglund, including some of her iconic photographs and also 3 large installations.
So I know that we're kind of standing on this big blue kind of sea. Can you tell me a little bit more about a fan favorite or why this is the fan favorite?
So we're standing here in Revenge of the Goldfish. This is an installation that Sandy Skoglund created in 1981, and that's part of Smith College's collection. We're so excited to have it on view here at the McKenna, and it's quickly become a fan favorite. It feels almost like you're underwater or immersed in this space that features fish hanging from the ceiling as well as in this bedroom scene.
Yeah, can you tell me a little bit more about Sandy Skoglund and kind of what she's done for the McKenna and how this exhibit came to life?
Yes, so Sandy Skoglund, she was based in New York City and came to prominence in the art world in the late 1970s and 80s for her photographs, where she creates these installations that then people stand inside and are photographed within. For this exhibition, Sandy Skoglund collaborated with the McKenna team to bring it to life, and she was also here at the McKenna for nearly a month putting everything together.
That's some dedication. Well, thank you so much for your time, and back to you in the studio.
Thanks, McKenna. The Enchanting Nature exhibit is available at the Tobin Exhibition Galleries. Students can check it out for free, and the exhibit will last until February 1st. Now, Ryan, the year has gone by fast, and fall break is coming up. So what do you have planned for this fall break?
Well, personally, I plan to just hang out with my family, maybe pass out some candy, you know, to all the little kitties out there. And what about you?
I plan on going home too, just hanging out with my family, taking some time to relax. Yeah.
That actually sounds great. Well, there's many things we can do for the break, including preparations for Halloween, so let's check out our social media question. This week, we asked, what's your favorite spooky activity? We'll circle back to our viewer responses later in the show. For now, stick around. UIWtv will be right back.
What's my routine? I don't know. I guess I just...
eat healthy, and I work out. There is help out there for you, and recovery is possible.
How's your day? Good, but I have a lot of work to do, sadly. Well, I'm sure you'll get it all done. Oh, and when you're done, can you help me with something later? Sir? Are you done yet?
You are watching UIWtv.
Welcome back, I'm Kase Victoria, your entertainment insider for today. Hollywood is buzzing over its newest star, and they aren't even human. Tilly Norwood is the world's first AI-generated actress, and she just made her debut on screen, sparking outrage across the industry. The Actors Union SAG-AFTRA warned she could threaten real actors' livelihoods, while the creators defend her as an artistic experiment exploring the future of storytelling. As advances in artificial intelligence are made, it begs the question to where we draw the line between art and authenticity. UIW recently kicked off the month of October with a tradition over a century old. Reporter Maurilio Cruz has the story.
With an enthusiastic Prost, the German word for cheers, the Campus Activities Board kicked off the month of October with its annual Oktoberfest celebration on Dubuis Lawn. The lawn was transformed into a cultural festival with games, giveaways, and plenty of food. Students lined up for cupcakes, soft pretzels, and pigs in a blanket, while music and laughter carried across the campus.
Yeah, Oktoberfest is really fun. The band is amazing. They're playing good music. And if you're above 21, get yourself a beer.
Oktoberfest itself traces its roots back to 1810, when it began as a royal wedding celebration in Munich. Today, it's the largest Volksfest, or People's Festival, in the world, drawing millions each year for food, dancing, and camaraderie.
I think it's going great. We had a great turnout. Everyone's like having like 3 drinks and having great conversations.
But beyond the history, the event at UIW was about connection. For students, it was a chance to unwind, share laughs, and experience a taste of another culture.
The atmosphere is very lovely. It's very lively, especially with the live music. I feel very German. It's like being German for a day.
From its Bavarian roots, Oktoberfest continues to bring people together. And here at UIW, that tradition means more than just snacks and music, but a reminder there's always reason to raise a glass, share good company, and to celebrate. For UIWtv, I'm Maurilio Cruz.
Thanks, Leo. I'm glad it turned out great. To stay up to date on all campus events, be sure to keep an eye on your UIW Engage page, which can be found through your Cardinal apps. Well, McKenna Moczygemba is back again to bring us another Music in a Minute. What do you have for us, McKenna?
Welcome back to Music in a Minute. I'm here to bring you all the latest hot goss of the music world. I Married a Real-Life Disney Princess, Benny Blanco, recently stated regarding Selena Gomez or now Levine. The pair's celebration took place in numerous locations around Santa Barbara, California on September 27th. The couple was joined by guests Taylor Swift, Martin Short, Steve Martin, Paul Rudd, and more. Bad Bunny is officially the 2026 Super Bowl halftime performer. The star, in collaboration with the NFL and Apple Music, took to our screens and was seen sitting on a goalpost on the coast while his iconic song Calita plays in the background. Daft Punk had an epic experience in Fortnite as Fortnite held an interactive arena reimagining of his 2000 album called Alive. The event featured a spin on his own remixes featuring Pharrell and The Weeknd. Well, that's all for this week's Music in a Minute. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, McKenna. As much as I love Fortnite, I'm too focused on October 24th for the Two Hollis concert. Now, big news here at UIWtv regarding our broadcast teams over the past year, as we're looking for potential new acolytes. UIWtv is a broadcast comprised of various students, a collaborative effort through and through, and at the helm is one senior. Her work this past year for our respective November 2024 and March 2025 newscast has been nominated for the Lone Star Emmys.
A lot of the times, we kind of just thrown in the ocean, because for one of those semesters, the fall semester, we didn't have a TV practicum class. So it was all the officers doing the content for that. And so for one of those newscasts to be chosen for a nomination by the Emmys is really, really cool. And I think it just speaks a lot about our officers and the work that they do.
Alejandra Ortiz is our head of operations and the director for multiple newscasts here at UIWtv. She joins a long list of colleagues in photography, featured news, report, public service announcements, and we thank the Lone Star Emmys for the nominations and wish our fellow neighboring nominees the best of luck. The University of Incarnate Word Theater Department opened their fall season on October 3rd with the Nina Variations by Stephen Dietz. With witty dialogue and emotional depth, the show explores the complexities of a relationship that is doomed to fail. Haven't we all? The production will continue its run tonight, offering free admission to all students and faculty with a valid ID. Additionally, there will be an ASL performance as well as a talkback performance where the audience can ask questions to the actors and production team. To buy tickets, you can visit uiw.edu, so don't miss the opportunity to support a local theater. Next up, Michael Barrett is back again with the final cut. What do you have for us, Michael?
Welcome back to The Final Cut. I'm your host, Michael Barrett, and today I'll be talking about The Conjuring: Last Rites, which released on September 5th, 2025. This is the 4th film in the Conjuring series and the 9th mainline film in the franchise, the 10th if you count The Curse of La Llorona. It was directed by Michael Chavez, returning for his 4th directorial credit in the franchise, and stars Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson, reprising their roles as Ed and Lorraine Warren. Also starring is Mia Tomlinson, replacing Sterling Jarens as Judy Warren, and Ben Hardy as Judy's boyfriend Tony. The Conjuring: Last Rites is definitely a step in the right direction for the series after the 3rd film failed to wow critics and audiences alike. It's definitely Chavez's best work as a director so far, and I would rank it 2nd in the franchise overall, only falling behind Annabelle Creation. The film admittedly takes a little while to get going, with Ed and Lorraine only beginning to investigate the supernatural events more than halfway through the film. On one hand, this ensures that the audience cares about Ed, Lorraine, and the new cast members by the time they're put in danger, but on the other, I don't think I needed to see an extended ping-pong playing sequence. My biggest complaint is that the main villain in the movie, a demon, is given barely any personality or agency. The film attempts to set the antagonist up as a returning threat by including an admittedly excellent opening sequence featuring younger actors playing Ed and Lorraine. But compared to Annabelle, the Crooked Man, or the various entities from Annabelle Comes Home, the villain in this film just fails to impress. Additionally, Ed isn't given much to do in this film. Between franchise entries, he's gotten a heart condition that's caused the Warrens to stop investigating. The film opens, much like many legacy sequels, with the characters well past their prime and failing, specifically giving lectures to bored students in barely filled lecture halls. This is one of my least favorite tropes, but given that this was intended to be the final film in the series, it does make sense that the director took the film in this direction. The film does have some excellent set pieces and cinematography, and the scares are good for the most part. Whether or not this is actually the last film in the franchise is still up in the air, and seeing as the movie made back nearly 8.5 times its budget, I'm inclined to believe that the series will continue in one way or another. I personally would like to see a series of films following the younger Ed and Lorraine actors introduced in the cold open. Overall, I'd have to rate this film a 4.5 out of 5 spooky scary skeletons, and I highly recommend you check it out once it's available on streaming. Until next time, I'm Michael Barrett, and thanks for tuning in to The Final Cut.
Thanks, Michael. Me personally, I rebuke any evil, spooky spirits that come near me. Now, reporter McKenna Moczygemba took to the theaters to see an Emmy documentary nominee, Street Medicine.
We can't forget our neighbors. We can't forget the people that, are all around us. And I think, unfortunately, we too often do that.
The Street Medicine nonprofit is all about going to people who cannot go to a traditional hospital. Film producer Robert Lawrence saw just that and wants everyone to as well.
I think that everyone has a healthcare story that needs to be told, that oftentimes shows the dysfunctionality of the modern healthcare system.
The film was shown at Flix Brewery on behalf of Robert Mahara, a candidate for state representative who is running for House District 117. The hour-minute film focused on specifically Kool-Aid, Johnny 30 Stars, and Diane, while sharing the raw and real of what happens on the streets.
He had his thumb amputated, unfortunately, and he can't even work a job at McDonald's.
The documentary and this screening was just a glimpse into the struggle as the story continues each and every day. For UIWtv, this has been McKenna Moczygemba.
To watch the film, it can be found on YouTube by looking up Street Medicine, providing healthcare for the homeless. Well, that's a wrap on entertainment, but don't go anywhere just yet. Sports is coming up next. For UIWtv, I'm Kase Victoria.
Jamie really needs to start knowing when to mind her own business.
Professor Richardson?
Whatever. It's just not my place to be sticking my nose into other people's businesses just because of some civic duty.
Maybe she's trying to teach about responsibility.
Tell me why I get a notification from your account from freaking Cassandra asking if you wanted to hang out.
Listen.
You were supposed to have dinner with me. Would you rather go hang out with Cassandra?
Am
I not good enough for you?
No. We have something to work on, okay?
Do
you have any plans for over the break? No, I don't really have any plans. Just same old, same old. What about you?
I mean, I don't have anything, but there's always things I want to do, and I just never end up doing.
I don't have to say something, but I should.
All it takes is one person. If you or someone you know is experiencing emotional abuse, text CONNECT to 741741.
Yeah, let's go off train. I'm heading that way. Yeah, man, I can meet you outside. They're people, not monsters. If you are struggling, call or visit 211 for help.
Glad to see you're still tuned in with us. I'm Maurilio Cruz, and it's time to talk UIW sports. UIW came up short at a home game Saturday night, falling 31-17 to rival Stephen F. Austin this past weekend. Cardinals rallied in the fourth quarter, scoring 11 points with a touchdown pass from E.J. Colson to Josh Lorick. However, the Lumberjacks scored quickly in the first half, with touchdowns taking a 24-6 halftime lead. Stephen F. Austin secured the win after a rushing touchdown in the second half. Now the Cardinals are taking on East Texas A&M next week, and we're looking for a hopeful turnaround. In other news, UIW football kicked off their 5th game of the season with Faith and Family Night. Reporter Alejandra Ortiz takes a look at what made this tailgate so special.
Cardinals gathered in front of the Benson Stadium for the UIW versus ACU football game. Faith and Family Night celebrated Hispanic Heritage Month. with live music, games, vendors, and of course, the help of the UIW schools.
We're inviting the students of today, yesterday, and tomorrow, no different than we would involve the family members of today, yesterday, and tomorrow. That's what School of Media and Design is all about.
UIW tailgates build a sense of community for many schools. It's also a commemoration for UIW's football team, going on 16 years since its foundation in 2009. Although the team is still new, the Cardinals have won 4 Southern Conference championships, one just last year.
You win some, you lose some, right? But the reality is that you have to be able to support the team. And so you come out, you wear the colors, and you just get a little crazy, and it kind of just helps build that tradition.
It's high energy and fun for the whole family, featuring pictures with Red and an exclusive performance by UIW's band, cheer, and dance teams. But what makes this evening truly special are the guests at the Red Zone tailgate, fellow alumni who've helped cheer on UIW football since the very beginning.
People started coming back, alumni started contributing, stuff like that. And I think that same thing is what guided me to kind of come back and give to this university that's given me so much.
One football game, hundreds of stories to tell. And with many opportunities to meet new people, students can learn from Cardinals here in the Nest and beyond.
We know that our current students, they don't want to just have a relationship with faculty. They want to know that they're part of something bigger than today. They want to know that they're part of something yesterday and tomorrow. And our alumni help them do that.
For UIWtv, I'm Alejandra Ortiz.
Well, that certainly sounds like a real fun time, and I'll be sure to come to the next tailgate. But if you want to go to the next tailgate, tickets will be $15 prior to game day. Now, the Jacksonville Jaguars secured a win against the Kansas City Chiefs. NFL linebacker Devin Lloyd intercepted a 99-yard pass, scoring a touchdown for the Jaguars. This put the game 31-28, giving the Jaguars their first lead in the season. Now, Jerry Jones, the Dallas Cowboys owner, has been fined $250,000 by the NFL for making an obscene hand gesture during Sunday's win over the New York Jets. A viral video showed Jones flashing his middle finger from his suite at the MetLife Stadium. He later addressed the incident on his radio show, saying it was an unintentional gesture meant to be a celebratory thumbs up to the Cowboys fans. While no formal appeal has been filed, sources indicate that one could come later this week. Now shifting our attention to the world of F1, the recent conclusion of the Singapore Grand Prix shook up the current championship rankings. As George Russell rode out with the win for Mercedes, McLaren managed to lock in another constructors' title thanks to the efforts of Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri. Norris closed the gap in the driver's title race, trailing teammate Piastri by just 22 points. Meanwhile, Max Verstappen continues his comeback push after finishing second. With just 6 rounds remaining, the fight for the title is far from finished. And now that you're all caught up, let's take a look at this week's games to watch. Women's volleyball will be taking on the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley. That game is happening tonight at the McDermott Center. And then on Saturday, the Lady Cardinals will face off against Texas A&M Corpus Christi here at home, giving fans the opportunity to stick around for post-game autographs. Finally, women's soccer is hitting the road this weekend with their matchup against Houston Christian University. The game will take place at 12:30 p.m. this upcoming Sunday. Well, that's all for UIW Sports. I'm Maurilio Cruz reporting for UIWtv. But before we go, let's take a look at our social media question. This week we asked, what's your favorite spooky activity? Mine would personally have to be going to pumpkin patches and picking out the best one. But what did our viewers have to say, Klarysa?
Thanks, Leo. Let's take a look, shall we? Ellie said going to haunted houses. Nadia said going trick-or-treating. And Alexis said ghost hunting with friends. Personally, mine is going to Six Flags and with Fright Fest with my friends to get that adrenaline rush. Be sure to follow us and comment on Instagram at UIWtv to be featured in our next newscast. And that's all the news we have for today. Thanks for joining us once again.
We hope you guys had a fun and safe fall break. Until next time, I'm Ryan Treviño.
And I'm Klarysa Saldaña, and this has been UIWtv.